In addition to the physical training that he and Leslie talked about, Randy, a moment ago, also into mental focus. That's a big part of his game. Have you worked with a sports psychologist on mental training?
A little bit, but not as much as Lonnie has. Lonnie's really gotten in touch with the mental and physical aspects. He got his body in bowling shape. I mean, there's certain muscles that you use in our sport that you don't use in other sports, and that's what him and his trainer have really isolated. And not only that, but, you know, he started feeling physically better, and mentally that helped him to get better.
Comes in a bit high. This first ball of this opening day. You remember the nerves of your first ball, I'm sure. First show of the year. What's it like?
Well, trying to get those first two balls out of the way, or those first two frames out of the way without hurting yourself was the biggest thing. But after that, you know, you get your feet underneath you, you get really focused in as to what you're trying to do, and then the nerves just kind of go away.
Picks up a nice spin.
And that, my friend, the 3-6-9-10 is probably, without question, the hardest non-split spare conversion on our tour.
Why is that?
Because the lane conditions are so difficult. Getting the ball to the right to get it to hook back into that. If you get it too far right, it falls in the channel. A little bit too far to the left, you miss it, or you chop it to the left side.
We are on pattern E. A short 35-foot pattern we talked about. For more on that, log on, PBA.com. Here's Robert Smith. Rev rate. Does he ever crank it down the lane? Leaves a 10-pin. He throws as fast as anyone on the PBA Tour.
You know, we'll see Robert in the Dexter piece that we're going to do, but, you know, when you think of Robert Smith, you think of a lot of power, a lot of ball speed. His nickname, Maximum Bob, and it really kind of tells you exactly what this guy's game is all about.
Folks, you're not watching this at sped up tape speed. That is actually how Robert Smith lets it go. The Baby Ruth real deal. The matchup between Waliczek and Robert Smith, Randy.
And here's the most intriguing thing right here. A guy with all that power and all that striking ability, he's got the lowest average of our 5 players today.
Can throw a ball 34 miles an hour. He's been clocked that fast. As many as 27 revs per shot. Extraordinary rev rate. Robert Smith hustles back into the pocket. And 10 more down to the pit for Smith.
You know, Robert can actually take a multicolored ball and make it become one color down the lane. Take a look at this. It gets to revving so hard that the colors actually blend. But, you know, if you register, or if you do the math with his 27 revolutions down the lane in 60 feet, it comes out to about a 520 rev rate. 520 RPM.
Brooklyn strike. Lonnie Waliczek crossing over the head pin. He'll take that break as the 5 is late to go down. We're coming here from the Banquet Open. Opening day. PBA Tour season here on ESPN. Semifinal between Waliczek and Smith. Mike Pachuga already has advanced. He'll take on Brad Angelo, Rookie of the Year from last season. Dave Ryan, Randy Peterson, Leslie Goodell, Laneside. Our entire crew so glad and proud to begin this new PBA season. The intensity and excitement of opening day felt with the players and the fans who came in early in Greater Omaha. Get a good seat. A little high. Take it.
That was high flush, and the reason why it's high flush is because the ball stops to travel in the direction once it grabs friction. Now watch this ball. It's going to go to the right. The lawn has got some kind of hand. You see the ball start to go left, and then it stops right as it gets to the 1-3. What that means is the ball is actually losing energy, and it stops traveling in direction of rotation.
Saw Lonnie taking some notes. Exactly what the ball reaction is, what his results were on each lane as things develop. Big rev rate, big power from Smith on that strike. Niners and Seahawks with Terrell Owens, NFL Primetime, presented by Miller Lite, 7:30 Eastern Time. It all gets underway and kickoff from Seattle, 8:30 Eastern here on ESPN tonight. Also available nationwide on ESPN HD. It all starts with Prime Time, presented by Miller Lite, 7:30 Eastern Time. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Big one in the NFL, NFC, AFC, head-to-head tonight. Back to Smith.
Another. And just beautiful to watch. And one of the things that Robert Smith worked on during the break was trying to get the ball out of his hand cleaner and sooner. These pins have absolutely no chance against the 16-pound ball hitting them that hard. Robert Smith's working on getting the ball out of his hand faster so that the ball will read the lane condition much cleaner.
Back to Lonnie Waliczek on lane 24.
This match is all tied, Dave Ryan. You can see that Lonnie Waliczek and Robert Smith are able to get the ball back from the same spot that Jason Hurd had trouble getting it back from.
Great summer for Lonnie and his wife, Amy. In addition to their daughter, another son was born over the summer. So a new baby in the family. The same goes for the Angelo family. A lot of babies to talk about in this show in our final five.
Everybody's having babies.
Waliczek looking for a late trip. Will not get it on the form.
You know, you watch Lonnie's ball, it's a little bit closer to the edge than Robert Smith's is. And Lonnie told me that he threw 10 gutter balls this week. Something to watch for as the match progresses. The spare here, he'll be trailing by 1 pin. Has not missed a single pin spare.
Continues the perfection.
Uses that Cambridge spare ball that's made out of plastic that will not hit.
Now it's back to the powerful Robert Smith. Chance for an 11-pin lead with a strike. This would be a 4-bagger. You see the concentration on the face of Waliczek. That goes back to the mental focus we talked about.
He's a real visual kind of guy. You know, he has to see the picture, and if he can see the picture, then he can get his body to perform the action.
Smith brings it in again to the pocket with such incredible pace.
And you know this is really sick to watch. This ball with all that power and all the accuracy that Robert Smith, I think his game looks better than ever, and just pures this one off his hand. And it's just like a vortex sucking the pins back into the pit.
Randy, we talked about the high speed of Robert Smith, 34 miles an hour, 27 revs per shot. The average on tour, 18 miles an hour. To put the numbers in perspective, 16 revs per shot. So he has got it cranking.
Well, he's all the way at the other end of the spectrum, there's no doubt.
High flush strike. Smith will gladly take it in the emotions of opening day. Coming to the forefront here in Greater Omaha at the Banquet Open, beginning our PBA Tour season on ESPN. When we come back, the conclusion of this exciting semifinal match. Who advances to the final?